Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening. Thank you for joining the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Alexa Farrell. More threats being posed against schools across the country and right here in Connecticut. Police are continuing to investigate after a threat made the rounds in Meriden targeting students at Edison Middle School. And it has police taking preventative action. Fox 61's Jake Garcia is live tonight in Meriden outside Thomas Edison Middle School to explain. Jake?
Well, Alexa, in just a matter of hours now, students will walk through these doors, but when they walk through, they won't be the only ones roaming the hallways. Meriden police will also be here ramping up security after a threat was made against the school and posted online. And it's not the first school to deal with these kinds of threats in recent days. A concerning post on Snapchat has Meriden police taking action. Police say they became aware of the post Sunday morning, making threats against Edison students, referring to Thomas Edison Middle School. While officers investigate, police say they will have an increased presence at the school for the remainder of the week. This is just the latest incident involving school threats in Connecticut shortly after the start of the year. Last week, threats posted on social media spurred lockdowns in Bloomfield, Windsor, Norwich, and Ansonia, just to name a few.
The police would rather hear about it and investigate it and find out it was nothing than hearing nothing about it and then something bad happening.
Former police officer Daniel Maxwell says the influx of threats could be a result of a mixture of things.
It could be coming from a couple of things. It might be back to school, pranks from some students. It could be just that people are a little jumpy at the beginning of the school year. People are getting a better handle on, if you see something, say something.
Students we spoke to Sunday say their parents are keeping them home Monday and think school leaders should do more to keep students safe, especially in the wake of a deadly school shooting in Georgia.
They should just close the school until they deal with the problem, and I don't know why they're opening school tomorrow like it's a regular day. It's like hearing about kids dying, not thinking much about it, and hearing that it's going to happen, it might happen to your school. It's kind of scary to feel.
And law enforcement officials want to remind students that even if it is a prank, the consequences are serious. Meriden police have not yet made any arrests in connection with today's threat, but anyone with information is asked to contact Meriden police. Reporting live in Meriden tonight, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. And all around the country, Americans are still reeling in the wake of yet another mass shooting. School shooting at that. 2 students and 2 educators were killed Wednesday at Appalach High School in Winder, Georgia. The memorial outside the high school continues to grow as families and community members pay their respects. The district has not said when classes will resume at the high school, but mere days after the tragedy, the community at large is still greatly shaken up and trying to find a path forward.
Many of us in this room are deeply connected to that high school. Our students go there, our kids are going to go there, our kids went there, we teach there. I just finished praying with Coach Hancock and his family and some of his coaches at the last service. Others of us live in this community, like my wife, this is my wife Nan, and you live in this community just like we do, and what we know is we're not immune to tragedy. We're not immune to trouble. We're not immune to evil. We all kind of know that. But when it happens so publicly in our own community, it jars us.
Members of the Atlanta Falcons wore shirts honoring Appalach High School, the victims, their families, and those still recovering right now. New tonight, Sheffield police are investigating a deadly crash involving a person riding a dirt bike. That dirt bike rider and another vehicle collided at the intersection of Copper Hill and Woods Hollow Road. Police say the 2 crashed head-on. The rider was pronounced dead at the scene. Their name has not yet been released. All right, now time to get a check of the weather, and we have some great weather in store across the state. Meteorologist Sam Perry joins us now with a first look at the forecast. Sam, your forecast is gorgeous for this week.
Yes, absolutely a beautiful week ahead. Classic September weather, and you can expect lots of sunshine. mild days and cool nights. And look at the temperature today. We got between 65 and 70 basically, 73 Windsor Lock, 71 New Haven. Everybody else out in the rural areas, the suburbs, in the 60s. Take a look at these temperatures now. We've already dropped off into the upper 40s and lower and the middle 50s. You see 49 right now. So we're going to drop those temperatures a good 5 to 10 degrees. Of course, we have very low dew points, a little upper level system spinning around up here. That little system may give us a shower tomorrow night, but that's about it for the week. So overnight, mainly clear, cool. Lows by tomorrow morning will average between 45 and 55. And yes, your bus stop forecast. Cool start, upper 40s to lower 50s, a pleasant afternoon with temperatures in the 70s. Let's take a look at your high temperature for tomorrow. You can see down along the shore, it'll also be in the mid 70s. That's because we'll have a west to southwest flow, so pretty uniform temperatures. Gorgeous day for Monday, and coming up, I will detail this week. I'll let you know how warm it will get. We'll have a summer fling, and the tropics are heating up. We'll talk about a brand new system in the Gulf of Mexico. Details in a few minutes. Alexa?
All right, Sam, thank you. Right now, we're waiting for more information on what police are calling a serious collision in Wallingford. Police believe 2 people may be badly injured as a result of a crash. It happened along South Turnpike Road in the area of Redwood Flea Market. Now, a good portion of that road has been closed for several hours while police investigate. A woman is in the hospital after she was hit this morning by a car in Plainville. Police say she was hit along New Britain Avenue near Hooker Street around 10 o'clock this morning. She had to be transported to the hospital by helicopter. We don't have an update on her injuries tonight, but if anyone saw what happened this morning, police are asking you to contact them. New details tonight from Kentucky following last night's mass shooting along Interstate 75. Police don't have the shooter in custody, but they say they're getting closer. Authorities gave an update this afternoon saying they located the suspect's vehicle in a wooded area next to the interstate. They also recovered an AR-15 believed to be used in the shooting. 5 people were shot. No word on how seriously they were injured, but authorities are confident they're getting closer to finding the shooter.
I think it's wonderful that we found a weapon. I think that shows everyone that we're headed in the right direction, that there is a suspect possibly still there. At this point, we don't know whether we're getting reports that he could be elsewhere, but we're still going on the premise that he's up there in the woods.
People in that area are being urged to use caution as officials believe the suspect may have another weapon on him. Connecticut State Senator Richard Blumenthal is heading back to a flood-prone area of Connecticut that's seeing a lot more progress when it comes to the water levels. Residents living along Job's Pond in Portland have been struggling immensely with dangerously high water levels from the pond. Thanks to federal funding, crews were able to install pumps that divert all the groundwater from the pond to the Connecticut River instead of into people's basements. Senator Blumenthal will check in with residents tomorrow during an event at 11 a.m. Wednesday marks 23 years since the September 11th terrorist attacks in New York, Washington, and Western Pennsylvania. Each year at Sherwood Island State Park, family and friends who lost loved ones that day gather to honor and remember them. This past week, we were there for the annual ceremony in Westport, where families laid flowers at the memorial site and talked about their legacies since.
161 names.
Margaret Connor, Kevin P. Connors, Joseph John Capo.
161 grieving families. 161 stories that were cut short.
I think every generation has a moment that focuses the mind, and it's a tragedy that the first time young people realize something's happening. My kids, they were in elementary school. It was 9/11.
At Sherwood Island State Park, each name of a person from Connecticut killed in 9/11 was read aloud on Thursday evening. A memorial sits in this very spot because on that dark day, you could see the smoke billowing from New York City. Now engraved are the names of everyone from our state that lost their life on September 11th, 2001, or because of that day. Names like Thomas Thurkoff.
My brother was a funny, very smart guy. He was an executive. He had just been named the top bank analyst by the Wall Street Journal that summer that he was killed.
His sister, Barbara Thurkoff, spoke this year about her brother. She attends the ceremony in his honor each year, recounting that tragic day.
We didn't know for days, or it took us 3 or 4 days to reach an agreement that he had died. And then to tell my parents that that was in fact the case.
But more than remembering the way he died, she says his family remembers the way he lived.
Well, just reference him like you would anybody else in the family as if they were still around, because it just seems like you want to keep them alive, but without dwelling on what had happened.
As the sun sets on yet another year, these individuals may be gone, but they are never forgotten.
Give us new days so that we may move forward, carrying with us the memory of those we have loved so dearly and lost.
In Westport, Alexa Farrell, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.